Chapter 271, The Ominous 10th Army. Say, Goshijin-sama. Vampire Girl's lips are trembling, pointing at the 10th Army members who are standing to attention in front of us. What are they? Even if you ask me what they are, they're still the 10th Army, though. Are my eyes mistaken, I wonder? It seems to me that everyone has status values exceeding 1,000, though. I see. I can't use appraisal anymore, so I can't see their status values, etc. Still, 1,000, huh? How weak. I thought I'd trained them pretty vigorously, but if it's like this, then they would lose even lose one-on-one against a higher-ranked Drake, huh? It's strange, right? It's because Gosujin-sama's standard is strange, right? It's pointless to use the words like standard and so on with this person. To Vampire Girl's exclamation, Felmina-chan replies to having eyes like that of a dead fish. What the? How did your status values reach around 2,500? Vampire Girl is in shock. Felmina-chan ignores it with nothing more than a dry laugh. As if guessing something, Vampire Girl stares at her with a look of pity. Unlike Vampire Girl, I couldn't train Felmina-chan since she was a child, so only this much progress could be made. Even so, she had more time to develop than the average soldier here, so she should... Where am I getting the word actually from? So she should be able to fight on par with a higher-ranked Drake. Naturally, she'd be no match for a dragon, though, since they're swarming with them over there. The 9th Army is unfair. Swarming, I don't know. Waldo, are you okay? I'm fine. If it's for your sake, then I shall endure any kind of special training. The Vampire Girl's reverse harem members, after her charm was released, only one who continued to stay with Vampire Girl was The only one who continued to stay with Vampire Girl like before was Waldo-kun. Since Vampire Girl was forcibly moved to the 10th Army, Waldo-kun came together with her as well. In addition, with several other graduates from Vampire Girl's generation added, the 10th Army has reached the full quota. There will be no further increases until the war starts. Around the time the new recruits get used to the environment of the 10th Army, the preparations for war will truly begin. Saying it the other way, it means I have until then to train the new recruits. I can't wait to get started. So, while I was tormenting the 10th Army, a certain incident occurred at the Human Academy. Maybe it could be called an incident, or maybe something else. Yamada-kun acquired a ruler skill. It would be a lie to say that I hadn't expected this, but when he actually acquired it, I was surprised. Of course, I shall be making full use of this. The hacking of the system will take a big step forward with this. Afterwards, if I can do something about Potamus and the Pope, I should be able to somehow scrape together the remaining ruler skills. Apart from that, there's been no movement among the elves so far. Potamus's clones are secretly doing things within Yamada-kun's country, but I plan on to use Natsume-kun to make a clean sweep of them later, so there's no problem. At that time, I shall put Emoto-chan to work in a major way. The humans have at last realized that the demons are going to make a full-blown invasion, so they're massing troops along the border. Amongst them is a proper unit from the Divine Word religion. It appears that the Pope has chosen to fight. However, there's no sign of any of the generals I saw during the conference, so I guess they're reserving their important troops for the following war. Which reminds me, I realize that I forgot to tell them to have the hero participate in this war, but perhaps the Demon King skillfully talked to them about that, since he's properly participating. The hero Julius and his comrades have gathered at a fort, so that I can be certain to deal with the hero. I spoke with the Demon King about having the 10th Army's target destination be the fort that the hero is at. Naturally, this was easily accomplished. Since the 10th Army has always been fewer personnel than the other armies, they've been treated as a reserve corps anyway. While the other armies were also still preparing for the invasion, the army commanders were called to the Demon King's castle. It appears that the final conference is about to begin. Well, rather than calling it a conference, it's just about getting the final confirmations, so it's basically like a debriefing session, I guess. On entering the conference room, the other commanders were already gathered. When I entered, Argnar briefly glanced at me, but showed no other reaction apart from that. Naturally, the other commanders don't know about my connection with him, let alone the Demon King. Mera had a similar reaction to Argnar. Oni-kun made a short bow. Kuro didn't even glance at me. The other commanders took their seats in silence. The Boobian second Army commander made suggestive glances towards the other commanders, and the idiot giant of the 3rd Army was cowering. Perhaps because the mock samurai of the 5th Army is a Demon King's supremacist, he's keeping an eye out for any commanders being unfavorable toward the Demon King. To put it bluntly, whether you do that or not, the Demon King won't be shaken either way, so it's just a meaningless action. The shudder from the 6th Army appears to be composed, but I can tell he's nervous inside. The hoodlum of the 7th Army is noticeably sullen. The Demon King's army is overly blessed with individuality. Though not a single one of them are talking, the room is noisy. Even though I want to go back already, I settle down in the empty seat next to Kuro. The gazes from the Boobian and Shota are painful. The ones here who don't know much about me are the Boobian, the Idiot Giant, the Mock Samurai, and the Shota, in the meaning that he doesn't know my true ability. The hoodlum is similar. Amongst the army, I know that there's rumors that I'm the tag-along of the Demon King, or that it might be the case of nepotism, because of which there's various doubts raised about my ability. As a result, the Boobian and the Shota are turning their inexpressive grudge from the Demon King onto me, you see. What a pain. There's been harassment and so on towards the 10th Army, so to avoid that, I had to conceal the activities of the 10th Army. Perhaps it's due to that, or perhaps it's a byproduct, but for whatever reason, there are actually rumors going around that the 10th Army is a secret force that are conducting top-secret missions for the Demon King. At first glance, we actually are extremely shady, but because our activities are being hidden from Balto, that lent unnecessary extra credibility to the rumors. Also, because the hoodlum had the misunderstanding that I was an intelligence specialist, it seems that became a contributing factor. Became, not becoming. That's why that wasn't making sense. All we were doing was just some special training, though, okay? Hey, just when I was thinking back through the strange rumors drifting around the 10th Army, the Demon King enters. That instant, the mood in the room becomes even more tense. Then, I shall start the conference. Balto? Yes, sir. Without the exchange between the Demon King and Balto, the conference began. With the exchange. Why did I say without? With that exchange. Big-breasted alien. Nice. Right. So, sorry I, took a bit of a break there over the new year. I sort of lost track of time. I was hanging out with a friend, and I was just hanging out with a friend the whole time, pretty much, for the most part. Anyway, but earlier today, I read the entire first volume of the first volume of the light novel of Kumo, because I was released in the States about a month and a half ago or so. So I read all that, and it was great to just experience the same story again without any typos. That was amazing. But everything was pretty much the same except for one new-ish character. I don't want to spoil anything, but for those of you out there who know what I'm talking about, you can get to my Discord in the description, and we can talk about that a little bit, because I have no idea what's going on in that regard. But I don't know if I should mention it, so I'm just not even going to mention it.